Agents of Damned is a podcast intended for adults, featuring mature content that includes, but is not limited to, cursing, swearing, vulgar language and themes, verbal depictions of sexual themes and ideas, and potentially triggering depictions of depression, alcoholism, horror, and emotional and verbal abuse. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finale of Agents of Damned, Age of Despair. I have been your sometimes benevolent, not quite as malevolent, Dungeon Master, Jordan Hoshi Roman. And for the last time, I am joined by my fellow players.
Hi guys, I'm Katie, and I have played Saith.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina, and I've played Wintera.
And I'm Drew, and for the last time, I'll be playing the good Dr. Arlo Aegon. Sponsored by... whatever the fuck you would call that sound.
Thank you very much.
I thought you just forgotten the sponsorship.
Yeah, I wanted you to think that.
Clever.
Pretty great.
So yeah, you guys have saved the world. Congrats.
Woo. Woo.
Neat.
Are you proud of yourselves? Are you proud of what you've done?
Definitely.
Nah, just another day. Yours epic like that. Honestly, like, easy cake, easy sauce, like, gods and monsters and whatever, like, psh, whatevs. But nah, that was really cool.
Dick. So this is normally the part where I would do a recap, but I got something else in mind this time. The Forgotten Realms are a land of adventure, filled with perilous dungeons, ferocious dragons, and fearless heroes willing to brave them all. There have been countless heart-pounding adventures throughout the years. Some of these adventures saw epic battles against deadly beasts, while others felt deception and betrayal at the hands of once trusted allies. However, this tale was long after those other stories. The world no longer sought to fight the forces of destruction, but to prevent them. In a world ruled by laws and regulations, one organization stood at the forefront of calamity prevention: the Department of Adventurers, maintaining normality and eradicating debacles. Or, as they are more commonly known, Damned. It has been about a month since the events of the last session. Rebuilding has been steady, but certainly not easy. While you were all ultimately successful, it was not without its losses. Plenty of people within the armies paid the ultimate price so that others could live another day. And even within Damned, there were losses. You all haven't really seen much of each other during that time. You've all been aiding with helping to restore Neverwinter as best as you can, and let's see. Wintera, what do you think you have been doing for most of this month.
I think Wintera's probably been spending a lot of time with the Feywild, trying to get things sorted out in that situation, but also spend time making sure that Bookworm is acclimated as well as she can be to not being involved with all of this, because she knows that Bookworm was not as out in the field as some of the other operatives were.
Yeah. It's been especially difficult for Bookworm, given everything that has happened. You go over to meet with her. You've been doing that very regularly, especially since you guys had that prolonged period where you weren't quite with each other. And you head over past some of the Fae that, for some reason, are still around. Most of the other armies have, left and gone home to help rebuild amidst their own issues. The Feywild stayed for some reason. But you head off towards the park where most of them have been. Walk a little bit further past there, where people are a bit more sparse, and the people that are there with a reason. You walk over to find Bookworm with a flower in her hand. She kneels down and places it on a headstone. On the headstone, you see the name Yarvum.
Wintera, sort of normally knowing that the surprise approach would not be good, makes sure that as she's approaching, she also sort of conjures via druidcraft a flower to appear on the gravestone so that she doesn't accidentally too silently approach behind her and startle her wife.
As Bookworm places down the flower in front of her father's headstone, you craft another one just like it next to it, and she looks up and over to you with a reserved smile. She's happy to see you, but obviously this is not easy for her.
Yeah. Hey, Starlight, you doing okay?
As good as I can be. Is this what it was like when you lost Oliver?
Wintera kind of pauses and thinks, and no. I think this might be worse, actually. We were all young when he died. Maybe for my parents it was similar, but we only knew him for a while back then, so it was sort of like knowing a friend for a short time and then saying goodbye, rather than a parent. Still not great, but
I still had things I wanted to say to him. Last time, we didn't really get a chance to talk things out.
does Wintera know how Yarvum died?
It was just battle. There were swarms of Nightwalkers. That's how most of them went. Though, I will also say, I don't know if it would have necessarily been directly through you or not. But because of the bonded heart that you have with Bookworm, you kind of have almost like a subtle secondary one to the people that she considers close. It's not nearly as strong. It's more of just being aware of them as opposed to being able to fully feel them.
It's like the Force.
The Force is ambiguous enough, I'll go with that, sure.
I was thinking of the scene where Leia can feel that Han has died.
Oh, yeah, that. You have that Force.
That specific Force.
Yeah, that specific instance of the Force you have for your in-laws.
The oh no, he dead Force.
But with that, you were able to kind of sense that after you all had managed to seal away Beshaba and the Nightwalkers were effectively, like, rid of this world, the hold that they had on the souls that they had absorbed were freed. So, you know that, at the very least, he is with whatever god it was that he belonged to.
So he's not just wandering around the dark abyss.
Darkness and with
Yeah.
nothingness. Okay, good. That's
Yeah.
what.
No, he's in a good place. He earned it.
Who else has Wintera heard has died?
Within Damned specifically, you have not necessarily heard of anyone else. You know that some people definitely made it out worse than others. Knifin and P are effectively out of commission given their injuries. And Frieden is kind of taking care of them. Ironically, with Second Chance is the opposite, where Raylan is the one that kind of got hit the hardest, and so Seven and Forngal have taken to helping her out. But otherwise, it has largely just been people throughout the town, people within the Dragonborn armies, the Neverwinter Dragoons, the Trolls, not in the same way with the, some residents from Nightwatch, obviously not from, like, having their souls absorbed or anything like that, because most of them are undead, but, you know, you get ripped apart. I will say, in regards to the like, number of people, like, this part of the park that you are in that has effectively been turned into a graveyard. It's not like packed, but it's also definitely got, like, it's pretty full. And even though there's not a lot of people here, it's mostly just people coming to visit and talk to their lost ones.
Wintera sort of loops her arm through Bookworm's and squeezes the side of her arm, like, in a very comforting way. And I don't really have words for this. I know it is really hard. Before everything sort of happened, I spoke to someone who I have an inkling went through a great loss as well. If there's someone that you wanted to talk to that might have better feelings about this, maybe she can help.
I think that would be nice. And Tara?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of leaving Neverwinter.
Anywhere you want to go. I'll be there with you.
I talked to Orlo about it. He decided... He agreed that it would be best if I did distance myself a little bit. And so we thought I should have Yarvum's ship. I wanna...
And she's been looking at the headstone while she talks, but she looks up to you, barely holding in tears, and she says,
I want to open up a tea shop on the boat and wander the seas, going coast to coast, seeing places, meeting people. That's what my dads did before, when they were pirates. I want this ship's second life to be a little bit more peaceful. I think Yarvum would like that.
Wintera just smiles softly, much similar to how Bookworm had earlier, in a very reserved way, and gives her arm another gentle squeeze. Like I said before, Starlight, I'll be there with you if that's what you want to do. I think some travel could do both of us some good.
You won't miss your family?
I'm sure I will, but distance doesn't mean that they're not there.
Yeah.
Winteria goes back to thinking as she says something that is probably too wise for her brain after everything that has happened, even though she is a generally wise person. And then a weird thought crosses her mind. She's like, honestly, knowing what I know of my family, there's a chance that we end up with at least one person that shouldn't be on the ship with us. She just kind of looks at Bookworm knowingly.
Should I see if I can ward the ship against your little brother just to be safe? Keep him here?
Winteria pauses. I actually don't know if a ward would stop him. I have to be honest.
Maybe... I think, either way, maybe just don't tell him?
I mean, I feel like I have to tell most of my family I'm leaving. He usually finds out
just not him.
He often finds out things even if I don't talk to him. It's that age, I think.
She looks hesitantly and then says,
I trust you to handle this in the way you think best.
What does that mean?
It means try and keep your little... Is he 8?
Like 10.
10-year-old brother with his family so he can grow up and not on the ship, please. It's not that I don't like him. That just feels weird.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing.
Okay, cool.
Also
I didn't want to
understand-
seem like I didn't like you. Oliver is very cute. I do like spending time with him. I'm not his mom.
No, not at all. He's an event and a half, and he...
I'd also rather not have your combustible brother with you all the time. I feel like you need, like, time to sort that out. I know you've kind of had a lot of that thrown at you rapidly. And I know through personal experience, and I'm sure you do too, you kind of need time to process that stuff.
Yeah, Hope and I did a lot of training leading up to this, so that's the only reason I was able to stay mostly as calm as I did, but it's still a lot. I still have a lot of nightmares. I know you know that.
Yes, I know.
Anyway, will you be okay? I do probably need to go talk to various people and also try to kick the Feywild out of Neverwinter as well.
I thought that was your job.
I've been trying.
Maybe you should talk to the lords and ladies?
Maybe. I've been trying.
Well, Orlo said he would help me get a crew started, so I'm going to go talk to him about that. I suppose I'll see you later. One other thing before we do go?
Yeah.
You should probably think of a name for it.
Winteria echoing Bookworm's judgment earlier and sort of giving her a sly smile. I trust you to handle it.
Ah.
and you head off to talk to... Who are you going to go and talk to first?
I think she'd go honestly to her family because she's going to ask Autolo if she knows of a better way to kick the Fey Lords and Ladies out, since it seems like her efforts to date have not worked.
Alright. Okay, yeah, so fortunately they are still staying in this park. They're still in the park. It doesn't take you too long to find them. As you go over there, you see that Autolo and Holly are like sitting having a picnic talking to each other while Ulrich and Oliver are off playing. You don't see Erwin there immediately. Presumably he's off doing other things.
Winteria does approach with caution because she knows her brother, and she knows that there's also always a chance that he's just waiting and hiding. So she will approach guarded and awaiting the chance that he may or may not be ready to jump out at her. And also, she's still pretty high on edge, even though everything's sort of calmed down. The stress of everything that had happened and everyone's emotions running through her has also had her still very unfortunately stressed out. And especially with the Heroes Feast having worn off, she's just kind of always in a high tension state, ready for something to go wrong. She hasn't quite really accepted that this is actually done. And so she's always just a little bit on edge and always a little bit ready for something to go wrong. And so I feel like between her and her brother especially, there has been no sneaking up on one another.
Fair, but you also never know when that's going to end.
It never will. She knows that.
Roll me a perception check.
Wonderful. Dirty 20.
Who are you approaching first? Are you approaching your mom and grandma, or are you going to go over to your dad and brother?
Oh no, she's sort of using this as an opportunity to hopefully keep Oliver out of this conversation. She's going over to her mom and her grandma.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they're singing underneath a tree, and as you go over there, you make eye contact with your mom, who just eyes up. And you look, and it's a pretty solid, he's hidden up there well. Not well enough.
Oh no.
If the second you get within 10 feet of your mom, you will be in range and he will pounce.
Cool. Do I have any way to beat him up there? He's usually faster than me. I'll trust you to handle this, potentially, but when Tara gets a shit-eating grin on her face, and so she gets a shit-eating grin on her face, and she conjures a bunch of velociraptors up there in the tree with him. Just to freak him out.
I'm gonna ask this, hopefully for the last time in my life. How many velociraptors?
16.
You know it's gonna be 16. You had to
I had
know
to
that.
ask. It's for the audience. So you get this shit-eating grin. I'm gonna roll something real quick. All right, cool. Yeah, that's great. And you look up into the tree, and you shoot a tiny little thing of magic up there. And as it buzzes right past Erwin, explodes into 16 velociraptors, which cause most of the branches to fall and collapse, which do in fact also land on your mom and grandma. Who did not have the insight to realize, oh shit, my dogger's gonna summon dinosaurs.
That's on them at this point, honestly. I don't know.
Really.
They rolled a 7.
The second when Tara found out what dinosaurs were, she was like, this is the solution to every problem.
Right.
And so far she's been right. Yeah, so they all pry themselves out of the tree branches. Oliver and Ulrich look over and they go back to what they were doing because, yeah, of course 16 velociraptors appeared in a tree and broke the branches on everyone. Just another day.
When Tara, I don't know if you've ever walked up to a group of people and realized something was happening and then you physically crouch lower. You're like, ooh, that's kind of the situation when it lands on her mom and her grandma. She's like, sorry. Not really, but sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Holly stands up and has just mom presence. And she just looks at you, and all of a sudden, you are small again. And she just points straight down in front of her, and you just walk of shame up to her.
Sorry, Mom.
What if I told you about summoning dinosaurs at higher elevations?
Only to do it when it's funny, and I thought this would be funny. I didn't know that the branches were going to break on you and Grandma.
Is it still funny?
No.
So should you have done it?
When Tara takes entirely too long to answer that question.
Erwin at this point is just brushing himself off. It's like, I'm going out with Nelg.
Tell him I said hey.
Yeah, I know. Dick. I'm assuming that, pranks on your brother aside, you came here for a different reason?
Yeah, and when Tara picks a couple of the branches up that are in the way and moves them over, and
You pick one out of Holly's hair.
Yeah, she's just like some of the bigger ones too. She's just like moving them over. Yeah, she sort of turns so Oliver can't read her mouth if he is looking over in their
Yeah,
direction.
10-year-olds are real good at reading lips.
Look, Oliver is an entire event on his own, and so she likes to try to account for it if she is thinking about it.
Valid.
And so she sort of turns her body so that she's only facing her mom and grandma, and she's like, yeah, well, for one thing, the Fae are still here, and nothing I do or say will get them to leave, which I thought would be easier.
Otelo just nods knowingly.
And they won't leave, and it seems like it's becoming a problem. The amount of new Fae restaurants that have popped up is becoming concerning.
They'll do that.
I think they call themselves the foodies, I think is the word. I don't it's
Yeah, no, they'll do that.
I don't understand, but they won't leave. What do I do?
What have you tried doing?
Asking them to leave.
Wintera, dear,
Yes.
honey, sweetheart.
Yes.
You're surprised that a straightforward request didn't work with the Fae?
Yes. It seems like the easiest thing that they should do. What do I need to do instead?
My dear, I have seen you do some truly incredible things. I've seen you conjure beasts the likes of which I've only ever seen Sarastra do. I've seen you take on a form almost akin to that of a deity. I think for one instance I saw a brief flash of you as a devil, which was a whole thing, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, I had to die for that. That was unfortunate, but I mean, nothing is new.
We know you have to die for a lot of things.
It needs to stop happening, to be honest.
It does. My point being, of all the amazing things I've seen you do as the shepherd, what you just said was the least shepherd thing I've ever heard you say in my life.
I'm allowed to not always be the shepherd, okay? Sometimes I just want to be Wintera.
Okay, yeah, but you really thought just asking them would do it?
I mean, yeah, just asking them was a solution to get them here.
They were already 1 foot out the door with that one, I assure you.
And they said they wouldn't show up until I asked, so I figured that if I just asked them
Yes,
to leave,
show
they
up.
would leave.
They said they would show up when you asked. They didn't say the opposite.
I figured Hearsome would stay because he said as much. The others I thought would want to go home.
I mean,
Do you think they would leave for a magical tea shop boat? I don't know.
for a little bit, maybe. Look, dear. Getting the Fae to do what you want is borderline impossible. What you have to do if you want to have even a snowball's chance in the Nine Hells is do a little reverse psychology. And by a little, I mean a lot. So you have to make them think that the thing that you want them to do is what you don't want them to do.
Wintera understands that concept, but then there's also a moment where she realizes that that might be wholly outside of her abilities, and so there is a blank stare of, oh god, what have I done, on her face, realizing there's a chance the Fae don't leave Neverwinter.
I don't know what else to tell you. That's... You know how they play tag, so... Those rules apply universally. Up is down and left is right until they decide that's boring, and then they do something else.
Great. Okay. Yep. I understand. All right. Hey, speaking of magical tea shop boats, that was the other thing that I wanted to come over here about, and she absolutely lowers her voice to make sure that Oliver doesn't catch wind of this. Bookworm wants to leave Neverwinter for a while, and I am obviously going with her. She has inherited the boat from her now dead dad. So we are going to be leaving for I don't know how long.
Holly starts, nodding. It's like, I did think that was oddly specific how you mentioned that. It seemed like a weird first place to go to, but that does make a little bit more sense now. Okay.
I just didn't want to disappear and not tell you guys.
I appreciate that. Truly.
But
I'm going to assume you need us to specifically,
Wintera Wintera's just looking kind of in the direction of Oliver without turning her head.
Bust out the leash.
Yeah, I didn't know you still had that.
I meant it more metaphorically. Look. Normally I would have still had it for him, but he can turn himself on fire now, so it's kind of useless.
Yeah, that's fair. Vines aren't very fireproof.
Yeah, no, I was able to make good things to, like, avoid biting, because, Lord, you and your brother. Fire's not something I was able to account for very easily. We'll do what we can.
Okay, we don't need a fire stowaway. Fireway?
Don't think about it too hard. It sounds like you're going to need to save a lot of energy for your talk with the Fey Lords.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay.
I will, though, give you this little thing that I recently learned how to do. And Holly opens up her palm and uses Druidcraft to create this little purple flower. And you also see it begin to crystallize. And she hands it to you and says, so you can keep in touch a little bit easier.
Is this like a flower speaking stone?
Something like that. I'll teach you how to do that when you're older.
Wintera just nods, like, yeah, of course, that makes sense. And she's like, oh, this is really cool. Thanks, Mom.
Of course. And she just gives you a big hug.
Wintera obviously returns the hug, leans into her mom. You'll tell Dad, right?
Once you've made sail, yes.
Okay, because you know how he was about me trying to leave the forest to begin with, and I can't imagine him reacting greatly to me being on a boat.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, after you've set sail.
Okay, sounds good.
I love you, sweetheart.
Love you too, Mom. And Wintera will venture off for this impossible task of getting the Fae to leave Neverwinter.
So, I will say, you wander for a little bit. They're currently... You find all of the Fey Lords gathered outside of this, like, construction yard just outside the edge of town, where they are clearly working on their next chain restaurant.
Wintera clears her throat as she approaches. Hey guys, what's going on here?
Sarastra is the first one to turn around. It's like, hey! We're getting ready to get started on our next restaurant venture. We're still trying to decide on, like, you know, a theme and a concept, a name, the kind of food that we want, but we figure might as well just get the building up. Any ideas?
Oh. You know, I really don't know. You guys have put up, what is it? I've lost count now. Over 50 different restaurants in Faye.
Well over 50.
Yeah, I lost count. So I really don't have any new ideas, I think. It seems like it's getting a little old, you know?
What about it seems old?
Like old people food?
Old people food is a market we haven't tapped yet!
Oh,
and they all, like, start to, like, gather.
So, what... You know, how have all of the other restaurants been going?
Terrible!
Wow, that's not great.
We figure this one will definitely be the one.
Why do you figure that?
Gotta work eventually.
Is that... Do you really believe that?
Yup.
Does she believe that?
According to the dice I rolled, yes. I didn't roll to see if she was gonna lie. I rolled to see if she believed it.
No, does Wintera believe that she believes?
Roll insight.
That is a 28.
Beyond all shadow of a reasonable doubt.
Wintera wonders to herself, why does she believe that? Yeah, I mean, well, so if all of these have been going bad, but this one will go well, I mean, you're right. They obviously should all eventually work. One of them,
See, she gets it. I told you. Positive attitude.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys should just stay here forever and keep doing this. Seems like it's going so well. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that?
They all of a sudden look very, like, downtrodden.
What did I say?
They all just, like, look up at this, like, wooden framing of a restaurant. They look to you. What face are you making at them? Like, what's your expression right now?
When Tara is trying to keep as neutral of a face as she possibly can, there is zero expression that she is trying to give away right now because she has learned better from the Fae.
They look back to the frame. And then Valorian speaks up like, you know, I think there's another market we might be able to tap into. What if we went back and opened up bird restaurants? Restaurants, if you will!
You know, that sounds like a really good idea. You'd have to be careful people don't misunderstand the point of the restaurant, but I think that sounds like it has a lot of potential.
I'm glad you... Wait, hold on. What do you think could be misconstrued about it? It's a bird restaurant. A restaurant! Yeah, I don't see what the issue is. They all nod in agreement.
Well, I assume you don't want them to eat the birds, so you would want to make
Why
sure
would
they
they?
don't think that. Like chicken breast, you know.
Well, no. Otherwise, it's just a restaurant. That's just a restaurant, Wintera. Do you not know these things?
No, clearly I haven't really gotten the grasp of it. You know, restaurants just aren't really my thing.
Oh!
I like to eat the
well,
food,
that's-
but making the restaurants isn't really my strong suit. You know, I'm good at the animal part of like creating things, but not creating restaurants.
It's very interesting that you say that, considering that you're planning on leaving and owning a seaside restaurant.
Where did you hear that?
Nowhere, Ulorian says as he, like, tries to, like, motion very quietly. And you notice, like, you kind of, like, look behind you and you see, like, hidden away behind a tree is a jockbird in a ninja outfit. Let's just say a little birdie told me and move on from that anyway.
I wouldn't call it a whole restaurant. It's more like a tea shop, since they're kind of different.
Agree to disagree.
Anyway, like I said, I'm not great at the whole creation part of this. It's not exactly like it was my idea to begin with. I'm just there to help.
Titania walks up to you and says, well, if you ever find yourself short on patronage, you need only give us a call. And hopefully we won't be in the middle of construction of our restaurant chains throughout the Feywild.
Hopefully not.
But with how Feytime works, it's also a little bit difficult to tell when that necessarily will be. Although what?
You said although and you stopped talking. I figured there was more to that sentence.
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. You are forgiven.
No, well, yeah, hopefully, with the Fae time that it'll work out, but I'm sure we will keep in touch. It's not like I can just stop being the shepherd.
Nope, you certainly can't.
Nope, I'm stuck with this, so I am sure that through all of the adventures and excitement, I will understand vaguely what is going on. I am looking forward to hearing about all of them. I am sure we will keep in touch.
Oh, constantly.
Yep.
After all, that is part of the job.
Yeah, maintaining the bonds between the material plane and the Feywild. I'm aware. I'm fully aware. I understand.
My dear, if I may, you seem stressed.
What gives you that idea?
You've been enunciating more than usual.
No, I'm definitely not stressed. I'm definitely not worried that things could go horribly wrong. Even though things seem like they're fine, it doesn't seem like anything could be totally off and this is just a fluke and that we'll go back and wake up and everything will be back and be on fire and all the Nightwalkers will be back. And when Tara dives into this really long rant, it's about like as explosive as a stress-filled moment could possibly be because she's just been holding all of this inside of her.
They listen attentively, not saying a word until you're done.
And then I'm not worried that anyone could die and that we would all just, like, wake up into a void of nothingness and this is all just a weird trick of the evil goddess. She just cuts herself off because she doesn't even want to say the name.
That was a lot.
Wow, I feel actually kind of better after just unloading all that. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You were talking for a whole hour.
Has it been that long? And Tara looks up at the sun in the sky.
It's been longer. They were being nice.
Wow, you guys still aren't used to material time. It's been way longer than an hour. It's been like 3. Ah, fuck, it's been like 3 hours. I need to go. You guys are leaving? How soon?
Just as soon as we get everything packed up.
Oh, okay.
So, soon.
Cool. Well, I'm sure hear from you guys once you're back. Let me know when you're back in the Feywild that you had safe travels.
Of course.
Cool. Bye.
And, Wintera,
Yes.
do not feel that you need to rush anything with being the shepherd. You have a lifetime to fulfill it. Live your life for now.
Thanks.
Of course. And as you walk off, you realize that was the first time Titania hasn't exclusively referred to you as the shepherd.
When Tara stops walking for a second and goes to turn back and, like, look at them, and I assume they're actually just gone.
Oh, fully. Actually, no, they're still there, staring at you. That's better.
You called me Wintera.
That is your name.
Yeah, but you've never done that before.
'Tis Faye.
She just looks flabbergasted and keeps walking. She's like, I'm gonna go find my wife.
Yeah, you do that.
Is that gonna be their, like, version of, like, I have spoken, or, like...
It is Faye.
They're like, 'tis Faye.
I feel like that means more of like a just, go with it. Pulling away from that, we go now elsewhere in Neverwinter. Closer towards the guard barracks, into the residential area, up into the room of Barden Stillsnow. The lights are currently off, only the dim lighting of candles, and the shaking of a bed as Saith and Bargain are currently in the middle of some raucous lovemaking.
What?
He got that new D.
Okay. Fair enough. Sure.
By
You know
the
how I
power
do.
of the 9 hells, make my penis the big penis.
They did fully
There-
seem like that would be their thing. Like, as soon as the battle ended, just immediate.
No.
Yeah, there's like whatever the fantasy equivalent of Gatorade is, just like all along the side of the bed.
You know I'm gonna say Faderade. You know that's what I'm gonna say.
Faderade.
That's why I didn't say it.
Faderade.
H2O.
Oh my god. I'm not acting this out with you. Nope, not
Oh
until
no,
they're
of course
done.
not. Of course not.
God damn.
No, I wasn't expecting you to start doing sex noises. Jesus.
Sweet Jesus Christ.
Of course not. My god, it was a stupid transition. No. And you guys wrap it up, my god. The lack of faith, my god.
Saith, gently places Varus's rapier back on the wall where it had fallen off of its rack.
We really do need to get a better mounting for that.
Yeah, we do. It's really not polite. Sorry there, bud.
You just, like, see in, like, the reflection of the blade, he just, like, looks over his shoulder at you like a... Just... No, not now.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, Glacia really, fulfilled
she
her
did.
promises there.
Yeah, she did. You know, they say it doesn't matter. I feel like it does.
You know what, honey? As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
I'm very happy.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Honestly, I'm just glad that absolutely nothing can ruin this for us right now.
Not a damn thing. Alright, hang on a minute.
If it's you know who, don't you dare answer that door.
Rick, is it you, bud? Oh. You know what? Let's just get it over with. Let's just get it over with.
Barton throws you a shirt.
It is yeah, she is clothed. I at least pictured her wearing a sheet.
Yeah, no, I'll let you be more decent than that.
She opens the door for Rick.
Literally as you turn the knob, he like forces his way in borderline violently. Like he's more ooze than himself now and just like slurps into the room past you.
Thanks for the onomatopoeia.
You're welcome. And then reforms himself like, oh my god, I'm so happy right now!
Are you good there, bud?
Better than ever!
Okay. You wanna
How are
talk?
you doing? He is smiling somehow more than usual, and you've never seen him not smile.
I mean, we're pretty good, all things considered. Can we wrap this up pretty quick? What's going on?
Getting ready for the next round, I see! That makes sense!
Rick, to the point?
Oh, right! So, I've been doing a little bit of research.
Uh-huh.
And I have a theory. You've already confirmed a decent chunk of it. I just need to confirm one other part of it. And he reaches out his hand. Would you please?
Okay.
I need you to consent to this, otherwise it's gonna be weird.
She consents.
And as soon as you take his hand, he like liquefies, and similar to when Puddin bonded to you, he like just envelops your body entirely, so you're just kind of sitting in a bubble of Rick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And this lasts for like a minute. And then he like reforms back holding your hand again. And Let's Go's like, I knew it!
That felt exactly as you would think it feels like.
You're welcome.
Sweetheart, I'm gonna shower before our next round.
Yeah. Please.
Okay. So what was that all? So now we're bonded, I assume.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we have the bond of friendship, but not like what happened with Puddin'. That's different. I was more doing an examination. That's why I needed consent.
Okay, so you got your doctorate.
My what?
What did you find? Why did you need to examine me?
Well, I'm sure you remember how Puddin' recently acquired, a case of the babies, yes?
Yes.
You look around and they're all still just kind of there.
Squishing around and all cute, and little Blue is... Yeah, they're not in the room. That would be gross. They're babies.
Well, you're in the living room now.
Okay, fair enough.
So, as it turns out, when that happens, it creates a chemical reaction in whoever they are bonded with, resulting in increased, chemicals. I'm not familiar with how you humanoids work, but basically, it helps to induce pregnancy.
Are you telling me it's easier for me to do, to get the thing? To become
Especially with how much it smells like you've been doing stuff? Oh yeah.
So your examination...
Congrats! It's not a news!
It's not an ooze.
Important clarification. Is not a news.
Well, so that was quick.
It's been a month.
We've been going at it like rabbits since the end of the battle.
I know.
Oh my god, Barton!
Literally, Barton, like, kicks down the door. It seems like he was just kind of, like, chilling, but then he overheard that, and he just, like, he runs past you, grabs Rick by, like, the arms, shakes him, and says, "How sure are you?" Completely. And he lets go of Rick, turns to you, grabs you, and lifts you up. And is just so happy right now.
Oh, stop! That's really cute.
I can't believe it! We have to thank Glacia!
Yeah, we do! Jesus Christ!
Who?
I mean, Glacia!
Yes? You turn around, Glacia's sitting on your couch.
Oh, you... This was... All I've ever wanted was... You.
A good dickin'?
I mean... There's been plenty of that, but this...
I know. Could hear you from the 9 hells.
Oh, God, we really... I have to apologize to your neighbors.
I
Maybe
don't
I
give a
shouldn't.
shit.
Oh, boy.
They'll deal.
Well then... Thank you.
Oh, no. It's quite alright, dear. If anything, I should be thanking you.
Oh,
That, while it was a gift ultimately, it was still a contract, a pact of sorts, if you will. You're not bound to me, but let's just say I got a little stronger. And there's probably going to be some changes in the near future. Nothing you should have to worry about for a good long while.
ooh, that sounds like fun.
Oh, it will be.
I gotta tell you, Galicia, I'm honestly, looking forward to the challenge.
You have your own challenges that you have to deal with.
Yeah, oh yeah, a few of them.
Already expecting twins, are we?
Oh no, not that. God, just one. I only expect one.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not doing that. Well, I was really only dropping in just to say hello. I have other business on the material plane that I need to attend to, so I need to go take care of that real quick. Just wanted to check in, make sure everything was going good on your end.
Very well, thank you for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you for helping to prevent the end of the world, so I can get back to my plans. Always a pleasure doing business.
I look forward to stopping the end of the world again. See you soon.
She winks and struts on out the door.
I am entirely way too cocky with these demons, devils, and gods.
Yeah, seriously, like, we don't have all of the powers that she gave us anymore, like that. I think I'm the only one who retained anything, honestly.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did!
Okay, Rick, I think you're good, buddy. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh my god, that's the first time anyone's ever said that to me!
I love both you and Granifor. You guys are like my weird crew. You never forget.
Weirdly specific second person, but okay.
As weird as you are, and as much as people might give you the shit, you are one of my favorite people, sir. You are always welcome.
He turns over to Bargain, who is just shaking his head no and looking at the door. Fair enough.
Well, so sounds like I'm gonna have a lot more fun than just opening up an orphanage in town.
Oh. Really?
I kind of figured that I didn't want to make you walk away from your men, and I didn't want your men to lose pretty much the only thing keeping them in order. God knows who the army would send next.
Hopefully not Arlo. I've seen what he does with his army.
And I figured I could help, maybe set up a small dammed branch here, or I know that a lot of children were displaced. And I can't help thinking about them. How lonely and scared those children must be without their parents. And we already have a bunch of ragamuffins running around town, I've noticed. So,
Are you talking about the Pudlings?
I mean, they are a little bunch of ragamuffins, aren't they?
That's a word for them, I suppose, yes.
So I figured maybe I'd settle down with you. Maybe get a bigger place. And,
I guess we are going to need at least a second bedroom.
at the very least. Maybe 2.
Planning for twins?
No!
She playfully slaps him.
I'm excited for what's to come next. And I want you to be there with me. All I ever wanted was a family, and I can't believe I finally have it. And more. So much more.
You're never going to have to lose that. Ever again. And I know that for both our child and these children that you want to help, you will be an amazing mother figure for them. Since you are one of the most caring and kind people that I have ever known. And he takes your hands in his.
They're still a little slimy.
You see a look of repugnance on his face as he tries to like keep the moment going. He's just like, Yep, nope, should have seen that coming. That was on me. But amidst that, you do feel him slip something into your hand. And he leans closer to you and whispers into your ear. Technically, you did it first, but you know. And as he moves his hands, you open yours and find a ring.
You've been waiting for the perfect moment.
And boy, did I fuck up.
No, you did not. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
Arguably, I could have waited until you washed your hands, but
Not like I ever plan on taking it off again anyway.
the slime?
No, the ring.
Oh, right.
Make it easier to put the ring on, though.
You said shower, right? We should do that.
Yes, please. And then I gotta go find my friends.
Right. So as you go to take care of that, we go to a different part of the city. We go now to the main hall, where typically the ruling parties of Neverwinter gather to discuss business, matters of the city, things of that nature, politics. But the people that we see there are different. They're not anyone directly tied to Neverwinter. In fact, most of them truly aren't even human. There is Kespa. Next to her is Glacia. Next to Glacia is Palgrev, the demon that worked in the training camp outside of Time Anther. Next to them is Hirsum. Next to Hirsum is this hooded figure that is emitting this shadowy miasma with no clear discernible features about them. And then, finally, there is Arlo. Gathered around this table are all representatives of the many realms of the world. And all of them are looking at Arlo.
Arlo stands up at the table. He's kind of dressed in his, military finery and, as, dressed up as, as best he can be. This is, not the first time he's met with, leaders and such, but this is the first time he's got them gathered all together. And he kind of starts out with, well, everyone, thank you for assembling today. In particular, I'm glad to welcome the last new member of our little council here, our friend from the Shadowfell. He does a nod to the shadowy figure who you can't see their features.
Nope, but it does nod back.
And Arlo continues. We've had chats to this nature a little bit, but to really bring it home, I think we all realize that we have very recently gone through an apocalypse, and it was a shit time. A shit time for all, across all the realms. And it's got me thinking.
Solemnly.
It's got me thinking. These gods that interfere in our machinations in our realms, that kind of exist on the outskirts of things and kind of play with our fates and such. I'm not saying that they should have any less, effect in the ability to traverse between the realms that we have, but they definitely shouldn't have so much more. They've enjoyed a privilege of inequality, a privilege of power over us, and the ability to act with impunity that, honestly, we've never examined because we've never had the ability or the wherewithal to examine such a relationship. I have brought this council here together to examine that relationship and to, for lack of a better term, put the gods on notice. It was through the actions of the gods and the inaction of the gods that we ended up in this sort of a situation. And they need to know that their influence on our realms is going to be limited, regulated, and on our terms, not theirs. But as I said before, there's an unbalance. We're unequal in our power. It took a lot of us here in the material plane and a few of us of the other planes working together to fight off the advances of one god, which is why it's going to take all of us standing together as one. Now, we've got our differences. We've got the Feywild, we've got the Shadowfell, we've got representatives here of the Nine Hells, we've got the Prime Material, and it is my hope that we'll eventually expand this council out further to meet with representatives of the elemental planes and such. But I think we can all agree that we're done being pushed around.
Glacia looks up to you and says, "Are you recommending that we go to war against the Divine?"
Well, I'm not saying we need to go to war. I'm saying we need to muster forces so that they know that it's an option. I think really and truly that at that level they've never considered that something that could happen. I think that they need to know that we're not at their mercy, that we're not playthings, and that we're not lower beings. I think we need to band together, not combatively or not even maliciously. I think we need to band together to show them that as a unit, we are their equals, and they need to conduct themselves as such.
Slogov speaks up next and says,
"And what if they should show signs of resistance? They want to keep the status quo. What would you have us do then?"
Well, we got through our apocalypse with largely little help from the gods, and we'll remind them that we can do without them. Many of them draw power from our praise and our devotion to them. That means that not only can we stand against them, but we can weaken them. Never before have they come up against us in a unity of this level. If they show signs of resistance, we don't have to go full Monty right off the bat, but we can show signs of resistance right back.
Hirsom speaks up next and says, "I don't know who this Monty fellow you're referring to is."
You know Sir Montague, known for always going whole hog every time he was in combat. Have you not heard the tale of Sir Montague?
You know, I walked right into that one. That's on me.
You knew it. You knew it was going to happen.
I actually didn't, and that's on me. My concern lies with many of the inhabitants of your prime material plane, specifically those that already ally themselves to the deities, the clerics and the paladins. Some druids even ally themselves to gods. You believe that they will go along with this? Or might they also be a problem that need be addressed?
That is a good question, and I had thought of that. We've done a little bit of outside research. One thing that we have pulled in is a bit of a revolutionary discovery, particularly for paladins. Now, paladins are kind of one of the poster boys of allegiance to gods paying off as far as additional powers. I think that's safe to say. He kind of like looks around the room for like nods and such.
They are all nodding like, yep.
Through some arcane and divine research as far as like how the magic flows through those individuals, we have made a discovery that paladins do not, in fact, need gods to draw power. They draw power from a conviction and an oath that aligns them with the magical ley lines of this world and others. We believe that might open up the door for others to not need to draw their power from gods either. This is still theoretical, but if this is true, this could drastically change the landscape of, well, everything and our relationship to the gods. I'm not saying that we need to eliminate them. I'm not saying that they need... I'm not calling for some sort of grand crusade. I'm saying that things need to change. And I think that's a message that can resonate even with those gods' followers.
Kespa now turns to you, and you two have talked, like, independently on this some, obviously, but you also know that there are some things that do still need to be discussed amidst the entire table. And you know that Kespa is 100% the kind of person who will just drag that stuff out. And so she'll turn to you and say, "Do we have plans for one day, should they be willing and cooperative, have them represented at this table?
You mean the gods?
Yes.
Now that does beg an interesting question. I do believe if we are able to accomplish our goals, then that can be something that we eventually get to. But we cannot form council with the gods before we have made them aware of the fact that we are to stand on equal footing. I believe to invite them now would be to invite them to belittle the idea, or to invite them as some sort of arbiter of our fate. I believe there would be presumptions if we were to invite them onto this plane in that way, and I believe that there could be consequences were we not fully unified before then. I do believe that eventually, sometime in the future, we could have them represented on this council, but it will have to be after the council is truly and fully ratified. It'll have to be after we've made our demands known.
There is a silence for a moment. Eyes sort of wandering back and forth as everyone tries to gauge the others. You've been in these kind of meetings before, and you know this is always the most tense part, where it's waiting to see, did my words fall on deaf ears? Do I need to rethink things? Or is this gonna work? And then the shadowy figure from the Shadowfell stands up, looks over to you, and he says,
Yeah, sure, okay.
and just shrugs. And then everyone else, nods in affirmation and stands to face you.
I'm going to be real with you, like my friend from the Shadowfell, I never got your name, but I'm going to say, outside of all this decorum, yo, that dude fucks. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
He goes for a high five.
He, reaches out his hand, and, just this ethereal darkness, stretches from the table over to you. And, the vestiges of a hand is there.
Kind of reminds me of that one guy from Superhero Academy. My Hero
Tokoyami.
Academia. There we go.
Tokoyami, yeah, kind of.
Dark Shadow.
Yeah, basically it's a dark shadow hand, reaches out towards you.
Metal. I high five him.
Alright, so, but can we have, can I have, one spot here on the prime material plane where, the sun's blotted out so I can, chill here sometimes?
Oh. For sure. What we're proposing outside of putting the gods on notice is also sort of a union for still regulated and monitored, but free travel through the realms. A sort of interplanar fraternity, an agreement that we all have our places here and we can travel freely within them, and we're done with all the mess of fighting amongst ourselves to, sit underneath the thumb of larger, more threatening forces. It's no secret that there have been conflicts in between different realms before, but what I also hope to do with this coalition is to just sort of establish a baseline of for lack of a better term, us saying hey, all right, I think we're done with that part. I think we're done with that shit. We're all chill, and we just need to hang with one another and keep an eye out for the bigger threat.
Yeah, okay, but, I just meant, can I get, for my people, a place that's, not a cave where the sun just doesn't shine ever?
Oh, Night Watch.
That's more what I meant. Oh, you already got one?
Yeah, for
Perfect.
sure. Yeah, we already...
Oh.
No, yeah, we got you, bud.
Oh, wow, you guys are good.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we're on top of it. You should check it out. I've been to Night Watch a couple times. Real fun place. I say the nightlife is crazy. It's always night, but still.
All right, cool. You do get it. Yeah, we'll help you do whatever, man.
Hell yeah.
And After a while, the council disperses, and Kespa comes up to you and says, "Well, that actually went surprisingly well."
Arlo, like, as soon as everyone is, like, outside of view, like, lets out a deep breath, like, oh, oh, huh,
I didn't know you could hold your breath that long, honestly. It was impressive.
oh, that's difficult.
Yeah, no, it is. I offered to take it for you, but you said, no, I gotta be the one to do
Like,
it.
you know when we do that, that's pure kayfabe. Oh. Like, I'm alright talking in front of people, but, like, when it gets, like, that heated, or when it's that important, oh, my tummy. Oh, my tummy's bubbling.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware. I've had to do this too.
Polly pops out of your hat with a little bottle of your little whiskey.
A little bottle of whiskey was like, thank you, Polly. We should probably, like, establish that you shouldn't bring daddy alcohol all the time, but it's still good.
We should also probably establish that maybe Polly doesn't need to come to the force of habit. To the
Coalition meetings?
I don't know what kind of meeting. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, on one hand, maybe Polly doesn't need to come to the coalition meetings. On the other hand, and then he picks Polly up and puts him in front of Kespa's face, and he, like, lightly licks her on the nose.
Oh.
Hey, I hate it when you do that. And she just grabs him and just, like, cuddles him.
He loves it. He fucking loves it. Like, I do imagine that, like, he does, like, a lot of, like, with his, like, little baby dragon claws, like, a lot of, like, little plaps on the face.
Fully. So, what now? Got everyone to agree?
Well, there's still a lot of work to be done to make sure everything's as stable as possible, and Arlo kind of, like, launches into, like, all, like, the plans that he's made for everything. And that, like, Arlo's always had, like, a knack for planning, but he's also always had to, like, really do it on the fly and in reaction to things. This is the first time Arlo's had, like, the chance to, like, really sit down and, like, set out, like, a larger plan for larger action. And he's, like, outlining, like, plans to, like, work with the coalition over in, like, the Nine Hells to, like, help Glacia, like, get a more firm seat of power so that she's got enough sway within that realm to keep things, like, mild and, no hell-based uprisings. And he's talking about how, like, he wants to work with, like, the Feywild and, like, you'll get with the lords and ladies there to kind of almost make, like, a Fey to regular people dictionary. He's talking about how there need to be, like, expeditions into the Shadowfell and that it's, like, largely unexplored. Like, he's talking about all these kind of, like, essentially, like, projects that are going to lead for, like, just kind of, like, years throughout the future as they're ratifying this coalition and, like, building it to the strength it needs to be. And you kind of get the sense that this is, like, the most, like, whole hog that Arlo has been on any kind of adventure, and that I think for Arlo, like, this is like his magnum opus. This is like, he's been through a lot. He's been like, oh, no, I'm supposed to be a military man, or I'm supposed to be like a healer, or maybe I'm supposed to be a fighter, or maybe I'm supposed to be like damned, or maybe I'm supposed to do this. I think Arlo has found his thing. Like, this is his, like, this will be his life's work.
Kespa is quite impressed as, like, you go over everything. And she says, This is a lot.
Well, I mean, it's not that much. Like, by this time, Arlo has already, like, broken out, like, charts and, like, threads, like Pepe Sylvia style. Like, he's like, well, I mean,
you pulled out a scroll.
I mean, this is only, like, the stuff I have with me. I got more stuff at home.
Exactly.
There's, like, an entire side of the board that's like, but for real, who is the dude in the hood?
Tried asking him his name. He says it's beyond our mortal recognition.
Yeah, but, like, what does that mean, though?
It might drive us insane. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to ask.
I know. Because we know so little about the Shadowfell. I was like, there's part of me that's like, will it drive us insane? And then there's another part of me that's like, is it rude to know his name? after that, like Arlo looks to Caspel, he's like, so, why am I still awkward at this? How have you been?
Well, I just got out of this really intense meeting.
Hardy. I mean, like outside. We've. Okay, I am going to attempt emotional vulnerability.
My word.
Okay, fuck you. So, we've been on we've been working together a lot. We've been on a couple of dates. Are we like, are we like a thing? Are you?
Do you think we're a thing?
What?
Do you think we're a thing?
I would like to think so, but I feel like I should check. Do you?
She doesn't even say anything. She just and you've seen Ryan do this too, so this especially irks you to see it. She'll hold up two fingers and just hold it next to where her ears would be, and just leans in slightly.
I was just saying.
She leans in slightly closer.
Do you want to be, through gritted teeth, my girlfriend?
Yes.
All right, cool, awesome.
She claps you on the shoulders, good job, buddy.
Thank you. That was really hard. Stop doing that.
No. Well, I believe it is about time. My aunt is heading out with Odot today.
Well, we should definitely see them off.
Definitely. Shall we, boyfriend?
We're not going to do that, but yes, but he holds her hand.
Ooh, daring.
The things that I care for you are also the things that make you very difficult, and I'm consistently conflicted.
Roll an insight check for me.
Oh, hold on. I'm not gonna lie, folks. I was not expecting to have to roll any dice, which is dumb. I was like, I'm just gonna do a bunch of talky.
I mean, in all fairness, I've only made one other person roll dice so far, and we've done 2 character scenes.
I'm gonna use my moose dice, the murder moose. I want this. I want this to be the last roll of the series.
We'll see.
I hope it is, because it's a natural 20.
Aw, yay.
You can tell that Kespa is largely kind of playing it up to keep things normal, but she is also super nervous.
Arlo kind of clocking that does give her a little peck on the cheek.
She turns bright, not completely, but a slightly more shade of purple, and picks up her pace a little bit.
Arlo goes, heh, yeah, still got it.
And now, a quick word from our sponsors.
Yeah, and so I was just, I was talking about the thing, with the...
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No,
Drew,
Drew?
Drew, are you okay?
Drew? You good?
oh god, no!
Yes.
Oh no,
yes.
they got him.
Yes.
Turned into the dice gremlin.
It is I, the Dice Goblin.
Gremlin.
Goblin. I wrote the commercial. It's the fucking Dice Goblin. Katie.
Oh no, not the Dice Goblin. Dice Goblin, why are you here?
I am here, for I am the dark passenger within you all that you cannot sate.
He's right. I feel the need to buy dice now, but wherever will I do that?
You'll never be able to get enough high-quality dice at a low price to satiate me. There is no such place to get such things.
That's not true.
What?
You could go to www.adventuredice.ca and put in the code AGENTS at your time of purchase. You'll get 10% off.
Wow, do they have, like, a wide variety of things to choose from? Like, regular dice, small dice, big dice, wooden dice, metal dice, sharp edge dice, and,
Even D6 and D10 sets.
Wait, they have D6s and D10 sets? Shit!
Exactly. And you can get almost every single set, with the exception of the Andrea's Adventures Charity set.
that's still over 300 dice to choose from!
So many dice! Your dice goblin will surely be satisfied.
Now, with all of these dice available, the Dark Passenger has been sated and I am vanquished! No!
Oh god, did you die?
Hey guys, what's up? What did I miss?
There he is. He's all good.
Hey, thanks AdventureDice.ca!
I don't know what's going on. I left to get a sandwich.
Alright, so out at the main gate leading out of Neverwinter, all three of you convene and find Ryan there with Odart. Most of the other members of Damned are there. Those who are, like, up and able to be are, so there's a few people missing, but for the most part, everyone made sure to attend this. You see Orlo there. He has effectively taken Ryan's place, and she has now decided to live up to her promise and give Odart the childhood that he had been denied. So you all approach. Odart is currently sitting in a wheelchair. Despite having gotten the new body, it seems as though there were some lingering effects on his soul, and because of that, he is unable to walk, which kind of causes you all to momentarily think of why he was always floating all over the place. But now he no longer has the ties to his magic that he once did. He's just a boy.
He's just a boy!
You all approach and you're waved over. Ryan is dressed far more casually than any of you have ever seen her. It's almost hard to recognize her, honestly. But she also has this more of a relaxed look of her. Like, she's finally decided to not shoulder the weight of the world by herself. She's decided to just take what she can, and there's also a likelihood that the therapy that she was advised to take has helped her out with that a bit. How do you all approach?
Faith is going to approach Odart with a hand-drawn comic book, basically, that she did for him in between her other personal things. And it's basically like a comic book version of like how they met and like Odart's like battle and him coming out like victorious, the hero. And like him basically like being the hero of the story, not like and Damned just kind of being like the three agents are usually in the background like cheering him on, like woo, yay, go Odart, like yay Odart, you're our hero, kind of deal. Just like super funny, super dumb, with a lot of Easter eggs to kind of cheer him up when he's not around them, and to feel like, you know, he spent more time with him than he was allowed to. And like she just puts that on his lap, and she also includes like a set of like, she includes, like, a nice little leather-bound book, like she has, that she draws her victims in. But, like, for him, it would be, like...
His victims.
Oh my god. On the inside of the cover, it's, like, there's a nice little note that basically states, so you can keep making new adventures. Or so you can keep making your own new adventures. Or keep being the hero of your own story. Something along those lines. Something sweet.
Does the comic have a name? Or a title?
It is, The Agent of Damned. Yeah, I know. Pretty simple, you know. And she just kind of, like... She gives him, like, a sweet little sisterly kiss on the cheek. And is just like...
I am so proud of you. And I'm so excited that you finally get to live the life that you deserve.
Thanks, Zay. I'm glad I got to meet you.
I'm glad I got to meet you too, kid. You definitely made my life a lot brighter. Gave it a little bit more reason.
Dark.
Right? Definitely.
Wintera, she is approaching, clocks Arlo and is like, "Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while."
Oh, hey, yeah. Well, you know, the whole putting together the interplanar coalition thing. We got to come up with a name for that. It's I didn't get a chance to tell you. We had our first like big breakthrough, but it looks like it's gonna like start like kicking off the ground. So that's pretty cool. How things been going with you?
Oh, well, I think I finally convinced the Fae to leave, which is probably the only big accomplishment I have had so far this entire last month.
Oh, were they still doing that?
Have you not seen the hundreds of restaurants?
Well, no, it's like, never mind. They made, so it might have come up in a meeting that was kind of a bit, like kind of see how long it would take you to figure it out. I thought I would have I got real busy. I thought like that they would have kind of picked up on it earlier. That's a little bit on me. I probably should have said something.
Wintera narrows her eyes at Arlo, flips him off.
We got to get one last one of those in there.
Turns and sees that Saith is already interacting with Odar, was going to talk to her, just kind of lets them have their moment. I haven't seen Saith for a while either. Have you talked to her at all?
Well, I mean, here and there. I mean, it's kind of been the same as with you. I mean, I've had like little bits of free time, but not as much since then, just because of everything going on.
Yeah. Bookworm and I aren't staying in Neverwinter after this. What about you?
Well, we're definitely not going to be staying in Neverwinter. I mean, I think I'm going to be a little bit of a wanderer for a while, and if I do ever like put down roots, I'll probably end up going back to Thymander. I mean, I am the head of the Aegon clan, which has also been a whole thing.
Look at you, being all leadery and stuff. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Being in charge of things is not really fun. It's important and it's rewarding, but it's not super fun.
I guess that makes sense. At this point, Wintera would have like finished walking over with Arlo and sort of clapped Saith on the shoulder after her interaction with Odart sort of settled, and she looked down at Odart and she's like, "Hey bud, how are you?
Pretty good.
Have you been up to anything fun?"
Jumping jacks?
Ha.
Oh, I'm glad you still have your personality, Odart.
He just smiles and says, just mostly getting ready to leave.
Where are you heading? I don't see Ryan around.
Ryan looks at you and is like, I'm right here.
Oh my gosh, I have never seen you in clothes this casual. I did not recognize you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh shit, Ryan, that's you!
Right?
Oh. Alright. Yep, nope. I deserve that, I guess. Arlo, would you like to go ahead and be surprised to see me now? Just complete the trifecta?
Who the hell are you?
Yep, there we go.
I don't get it. Why is everyone acting this way?
Arlo, it's Ryan. She's just in really casual clothes. It's really weird.
Nah, it's impossible. Ryan's never in casual clothes.
She stands up straight.
Ah! Ryan, where did you come from?
I don't know if I'm going to miss you or not.
Well, you'll have to send us a postcard from wherever you end up.
Hard to say where that's going to be for right now.
What is the ship that they are setting sail on? I assume they're on a ship.
No, they're just gonna... They're going on like a carriage.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, no, they're going... You're not in the docks district.
okay. They're
You're
in a
at the
carriage.
front
Cool.
gate, which is by land.
Yeah. I'll say Arlo does also take a second to like pop him with Odart. He's like, "Hey, bud, hey, we kind of went through a rut there. I mean, have you been? Besides the whole, no more floating."
The lack of floating has sucked. It's one of those things where you don't realize how much you miss it till you lose it.
Valid.
But it's also been quieter.
That's fair. Well, Arlo does kind of take a beat and he'll look over to make sure Ryan's kind of thoroughly distracted talking to Saith and Wintera. And he's like, I did bring you a going away present.
Is it a dirty tiefling magazine?
No, technically. So I have been having some meetings with some of the higher ups and the Nine Hells, and I did manage to snag you something that's not available in the prime material plane, and he
I
had
knew I
some
could count on you.
big booty devil girls.
He, almost too smoothly slides it into his duffel bag.
He hides it. He hides
it's like a drug transaction.
He hides it in the one that Saith made him, so it looks all wholesome and stuff. Puts it in the centerfold.
It's in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, so Ryan, where are your travels taking you?
For right now, east. Beyond that, we're not sure. Just going to wander, really.
Sounds familiar.
Spent my whole life trying to just be in charge of everything and controlling it. Figured I'd just let that go now, see what happens.
That is going to be more stressful for you than I think you realize.
I don't think you understand how stressful it has already been on me.
Well, since you're heading east, Varus and I, we had to travel a whole bunch when I was a kid, and, there's a really, really, really beautiful waterfall and swimming hole down in East Ugrad.
It's pretty far away, but suppose we can mark it on the map.
Oh, and of course, I can tell you a lot of the secret hotspots in Thymander, the ones you only really know about when you're cool.
That's very far away. We'll mark that one much farther along on the travels.
Valid.
Also, I'm from there, so...
I mean, yeah, but only the ones you know about when you're cool.
Oh, hold on.
I'm not going to miss you, I've realized.
I think we might have something for you guys. And this isn't meant to make you feel disrespected, Odart. But I don't see that we're gonna have any use for this anymore.
And Saith hands them the Bjorn.
He looks up, he very slowly looks up at you. Death in his eyes.
The betrayal.
It's very comfortable, and there's a snack compartment with beef jerky.
Pray I don't learn magic again.
Love you, kid.
There is a level of tension when Tara had released from her shoulders she didn't realize she was holding when she realized she doesn't have to think about the Bjorn anymore.
Arlo hides his new and improved Bjorn.
I feel like this would just make your travels a little easier.
I'm not being Bjorned.
When Tara leans down closer to Odart and is like, okay, so here's how you get out of that.
Saith and Arlo are like, so here's how you get him into it.
Right, so you gotta you're gonna have to really scoop quickly. You're gonna do what I call a scoop and flute. So you gotta scoop and flute right up in there. So it's gonna be this type of motion. He's motion you have to go up and around kind of like a J hook, and it's right up in there, and then you'll have them.
And then all you gotta do is slide over the shoulder clips. They'll slide right in and clip automatically. It'll keep them right on in there.
Yeah, and so when they think that they've gotten the clips automatically like that, then you have to move like this. It'll make them think that it'll make her think that she's fully got you in, but then you can just kind of flop back out.
Oh my god.
When Tara leans back up from Odart, it's just like, I hope you guys have a fun travel. Both of you. We all deserve a little bit of not this kind of chaos for a while.
No chaos for a little while. Oh. No chaos.
Saith, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Saith.
So when you guys come back, I overheard a little bit. Not exactly. Everything. I know you guys aren't planning to stay, and that's okay. I'm glad to hear that. I want you both to do exactly what we are telling Ryan and Odart to do. Go live your lives to the fullest. And I'll be here if you ever want to come visit.
By the way, have you decided on a name yet?
Hi, Rick.
A name for what?
Oh, what? For all the little ooze babies? Are you gonna name them?
Oh, speaking of which,
She hands one to Ryan and one to Odart.
Odart happily takes it, Ryan reluctantly takes it.
They both match, Odart's matches his hair and Ryan's matches her scale color.
right. So, I'm gonna settle down here with Barton, because, since I've, had a few perks after things settled down,
They've been fucking.
Say we've over this past month we've managed to meet up only a handful of times, and yet every time, without fail, you have mentioned fucking Barton with his new penis, and I get that you're excited. I get that you are excited about that, and I'm happy for you.
yeah,
I just want you to know that I know, and that
it's not
it can
so much
now
the
be background
action.
information that we do not bring to the forefront of every conversation.
It's not so much the action that I want to discuss, but the consequence of doing so.
Look, I do not want to know what has happened to your lady bits as a result of bludgeoning
technically.
damage.
Bludgeoning damage?
Arlo and Wintera, you guys are going to be an auntie and an uncle.
Oh, that's very different from where I thought you were going with that statement.
Yeah.
Felicidades.
I'm gonna stick around here with Barton for a little while. And if you happen to come across a wayward child on your travels, send them to Neverwinter.
Well, I've got one, and I pick Odart up a little bit. There you go.
Oh no, that one's got a parent. He's good.
I want you to know I almost rolled to hit for him, but I decided against it to honor the fact that you rolled a nat 20 and want to keep that as the last one. Don't tempt me. I might not be so nice next time.
Oh my god.
God.
You get one.
Everybody gets one.
When Tara smiles softly, she's like, congratulations, you'll make a great mom. As far as wayward children, we'll see whether Bookworm plans on keeping any of those that we come across or not. That'll be a discussion for later. We
Ooh,
have
what
an
are you gonna
entire boat to fill. I'm sure there will be lots of crew positions that we will need.
What are you going to name it? Barracuda?
Tara.
Or Marlin?
Her name will be Artera.
Artera? That's not a fish.
No, but it's a combination of my two favorite living creatures.
Oh,
Nice save.
Be careful, names hold a lot of meaning. I don't know if you're ready for that kind of chaos, considering just how much Arlo brings. And I will warn you, I was a very bitey child. I'm more bitey than I am now.
Oh, don't worry. Her dad is a fire genasi, and I'm an infernal beast. We're good. We're gonna have fun. We are gonna have a good time.
Arlo leans over to Odart and he's like, I bet you 5 gold that child's gonna breathe fire on them as soon as they're born.
I bet you he farts fire on him.
I'll take that action.
You guys shake on it.
LMAO!
Suppose it's time we head out. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Be safe.
Bye, guys. You are loved.
Goodbye, guys. Try to only fuck shit up when it's truly hilarious.
Odar nods at you knowingly as Ryan helps him into the carriage. And they ride off. Later on, the following morning, you all head over to the docks to send off Wintera and Bookworm and Arlo so that you and Kespa can grab your way out of here as well. As you guys reach there, you see that you find Bookworm and Kespa are there waiting. Orlo is there as well, but none of the other members of Damned are. They kind of all said their goodbyes to you all yesterday, along with Ryan. Orlo obviously wanted to be there to wish his daughter and daughter off. And you see the on the side of the ship, there is a name engraved on it. And it is the Wandering Dragon Turtle.
Aw.
Hey, did he live? Did the dragon turtle live?
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I just-
Narif's off chilling in fantasy Bahamas doing fucking whatever. I don't know.
Okay, I was like, did Narif also die?
No,
Because, shit.
no, only Yarvum.
Still heavy. I was just like, damn, also Narif, they didn't sniped our boy?
Nah, no, Narif's off doing whatever the fuck it is dragon turtles do.
I was imagining one of those scenes where everyone's saying goodbye and hugging and crying and you can't hear anyone's words. There's just soft acoustic guitar playing. Do 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 do
No.
and closes out on Wintera riding off into the sunset and looking off of the bow with Bookworm, and Arlo is going over plans with Kespa, and Saith is pulling on a rope with Barden to put a sign on put a sign on her new orphanage. That's what I imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah, acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitar ending.
Yeah, except this isn't a visual novel, so.
Acoustic guitar ending.
And that is where we shall finally end our tale. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening, not just to this episode, but to our entire first campaign. It's hard to believe that we finally hit the end, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit emotional. So, just do me the favor, please. Just listen through this. Got some important stuff for you, especially at the end, as well as our usual take of bloopers. Yes, even this one was not free of our shenanigans. If you want more of our content, which truly, I can't recommend it enough, especially for this one. Head on over to our Patreon, where you can get some exclusive benefits, including access to episodes a week early, and our exclusive after show, Peek Behind the Screen, where we talk more about the episode, things to come, and just general shenanigans. And this one especially, we definitely talk about some things to come, including some potential new info on Campaign 2. At higher tiers, you can also get access to our Tales of, which is a monthly series where we dive more into the characters. Run out of Tales of for this campaign, but we will have some for Campaign 2, rest assured. And then, of course, there's the shoutouts that you can get at the end of every episode, like Queen Rogue has earned. Of course, we also have our website, agentsofdamned.com, where you can get cast bios, transcripts of our episodes, as well as a link to our merch store, which you can also find at tpublic.com/user/AOD. Of course, we also have all of our social medias, including Facebook at AOD, Instagram and TikTok at Agents of Damned, and Hive, assuming Twitter's still alive, and I believe Thread now at Agents of D. Of course, you can also find us at Pokechap, that's me. Christina is at Greekachu. Katie is no longer on Twitter, so anyone who was following Missy Mystery, sorry, I'm afraid that's done. But Drew is still there at Liger Cero, Liger CER and the number 0. If you want to chat with any of us, you can also head over to our Discord, which is linked in the show notes. It's a lot of fun over there. You get to meet up with some great people, have some fun conversation, and even make some show recommendations for us. Of course, we also do streaming. Probably going to start doing that on YouTube now, given the whole Twitch thing. Still nothing set in stone on that, but more than likely the direction we're going to be going. I still need to finish Danganronpa after all. Of course, if you loved the show and you want to support us, leave us a review, share the show with a friend, and just keep supporting us. It means more than words can truly ever express. I love all y'all. You're the best fans we could ask for. And I'll see y'all in Campaign 2. Bye.
Well, you gruesome oaf. Do you see anything that you like?
I mean, I guess there's some good stuff here, but I don't know, it's all too prissy for my taste. Yeah, I think it's more like for the everyman and doesn't sacrifice on comfort in any way.
I'm going to ignore how hurtful that comment was. Let's see. Something that is intended for any one person, but also is comfortable. I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do and recommend a competitor. Have you thought about Black Feather Apparel?
Who that?
Black Feather Apparel is an online retailer that sells a wide variety of graphic tees.
I do like me a graphic tee.
Not only that, but they also have several hoodies that are equally as gorgeous as they are comfortable.
Alright, well, what about like my lower half? I'm glad that my upper half will be nice and comfy, but I don't want my buttock to get all chilly.
My goodness, you're so boorish. Fortunately, they also carry several different sweatpants and leggings, each as comfortable as the last.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. Sounds like a much better fit than your crap. Where can I find them?
My goodness, I hate you so much. You can find them at blackfeatherapparel.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram under the same name. Remember, you big stupid oaf, it's blackfeatherapparel.com.
Bird restaurants! Restaurants, if you will!
What did you say?
Restaurants.
Restaurants.
Restaurants. Restaurants.
Restaurants.
Restaurants.
Yeah.
What you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you said with your
Yep.
human mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the confusion?
Well, so that was quick.
Please tell me
It's
that
been a
like Tess
month.
was just like essentially a full body ultrasound and not something horribly worse.
Yeah, no, of course.
Good.
So
For the
Yeah,
sake
no,
of
it wasn't in...
that one was one of those for the audience.
It was not an
questions.
Yeah,
internal
no.
examination.
No, not intrusive. Non-intrusive.
non-intrusive. Don't worry,
Okay.
guys. It was like an advanced sailor oobleck.
Yeah, no. Consent to touch her body. Nothing beyond that.
Yeah, no, I imagine like the tap tap tap. Let me feel your tummy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
just like that, but he was all around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just full body ultrasound.
Yeah, like a full
Nothing
exactly.
While you were drowning in Rick.
Yeah, like basically floating in that blue oozy stuff that they put on the mama's tummy before she has her ultrasound done.
Except Rick is red when he's in ooze form.
Yep. So gross all the same.
Now you're gonna want to keep a strip of leather like kind of like on the side because like if he's anything like Wintera, he is gonna be biting. You're gonna have to put something just like in between you and them to like not get bit.
I'm gonna go ahead and say we need to move on from this particular bit because this is going down a path I'm not sure I want to explore. 10 feet of your mom, you will be in range and he will pounce.
Cool. Do I have any way to beat him up there? He's usually faster than me. I don't think so magically.
Couldn't you tree stride?
Oh, do I have
Don't
that?
you have to touch a tree to do that?
Right, I'd be within distance at that point.
Oh, there's no other trees here. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in a barren wasteland with one tree.
Yeah.
That's how I described it, right? I suppose it's time we head out. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Or I thought we were doing like a goodbye, everyone, like in character, but it's secretly to the audience or some shit.
No.
I thought we were doing that. My
No,
bad.
that was
I thought it
Ryan.
I thought it was a moment.
No, I'm not owl housing this.
Well, I literally thought we were pulling a Bluey where like it's in character, but it's actually kind of to the audience. Like when they do that, you're doing great.
No. Ryan was saying goodbye to everyone.